I once got a lot of acclaim for working on a story that I was devoted to. It was the story of a young man named Gennaro Wilson. The woman who turned me on to that story and the woman who was fighting for him in the courtroom was B.J. Bernstein, and she's good enough to join us now.
Good to see you, Rick.
Good to see you as well. The reason I've reached out to you this time is because you're an attorney who handles sexual assault cases.
I have.
You have worked in Baldwin County.
Right.
And in Baldwin County, there is a case that has the potential to become one of those stories that's going to be in the news for a long, long time. Or it could be dropped. Who knows? It could go either way. So let me take the viewers through what we know. Obviously, we're talking about Ben Roethlisberger. I don't know why I keep wanting to call him Beth. He's a Super Bowl, two-time Super Bowl quarterback, superstar NFL quarterback, signed a $100 million contract. He's got a lot of dough. Let's put up a picture of Ben just so our viewers who maybe don't watch the NFL know who we're talking about. There's Big Ben, as they call him. Big Ben has a house not far from Atlanta in one of the lake sections around Georgia. He went partying this last weekend with some friends, as 28-year-olds are bound to do. There, he ran into a 20-year-old woman. This 20-year-old woman is now alleging, has gone to police, did so the moment it happened, that he sexually assaulted her. She was sent to the hospital where she had DNA samples, or pardon me, where she was checked out at the hospital. And now police say that they want to interview as many as 8 different people. That's pretty much the scenario as we know it right now. There's a lot of information moving today as well. His lawyer, of course, is saying one of the high... By the way, this lawyer, Garland is his name?
Ed Garland, great lawyer.
You know him, right?
John Samuel. Yes, absolutely.
Superstar lawyer.
Superstar lawyer, almost as good as me.
You pay him enough money and they'll say you're innocent.
Ah, hold on. I mean, you know, you got to watch us. But, you know, this is the thing. With any sexual assault allegation, you really have to slow the train down, and that's what Ed's doing. I mean, Ed has said to the Milledgeville Police Department and the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, who's now taken up this case because clearly it's overwhelmed a small town that's 2 hours outside of Atlanta, to say, hold on, you have got to talk to people and find out what's really going on before there's not even been an arrest.
Well, we know that, but we do know now that police are looking at 8 different witnesses, and they say there are several videotapes that they're going to be examining. That stuff can hurt you.
It can hurt you and it can help you. You just mentioned Gennaro Wilson. Gennaro Wilson, the tape which initially got him arrested is what got him acquitted of certain sexual allegations.
Look, obviously there are some questions of judgment here, but it's okay to be stupid in the United States. Nobody's going to throw you behind bars for being stupid, going to some place and acting up or having too many drinks and doing what you're doing when you're a multi-millionaire NFL quarterback who's just recently signed a contract. Notwithstanding that, his judgment and stupidity, what are the chances that he is going to be able to go in here and get away without being charged based on the fact that this woman is saying, this man did this to me? How do you say to the woman, no, he didn't?
Well, we don't know what sexual act we're even talking about, okay? They've used the word sexual assault. Under the law, that can be a number of things. It can be anything from a simple misdemeanor, just a touching of her intimate parts,
right,
to something far more serious like rape. We don't even know what that allegation is.
But doesn't everything have to do with whether she was in compliance, whether, I mean, if 2 people get out of hand, one person's not allowed to then say, he made me do it. But they're actually talking in this case about a charge. I think it's criminal manipulation. What is that?
I'm not sure on that one. That's not really on our books. You know, what I would say is there's, you know, misdemeanors such as sexual battery. Then there are far more serious offenses: rape, aggravated sodomy. I mean, we don't know what the charges are.
What's the standard? Does he have to? If she can try and show that he forced her to do something he didn't want to do, does it have to be physical?
Well, the definition of force is very broad. It can be physical force, or it could be a threat to her to force her to do it. And you're tying in on a key point here, which is there's the issue of consent. Did she or did she not consent to any sexual act? That's one thing, and that could be the dividing line between a misdemeanor or to then jump it up to a serious felony. The state would have to prove that there was force. And again, that can be physical, that can be threatening, and then you start getting into sticky issues if you're saying it's just his size. He's a big guy, she's a smaller
Well, that's true. He's a huge guy. there's a lot of talk out there that this may have happened in a restroom. If it happened in a female restroom, is this damaging for him?
Not necessarily. Again, because we're talking in the context of a college bar.
Right.
And if someone's looking for privacy, and if you've ever been into these big bars back in the day,
thank goodness.
you know, they're just these giant.
I'm a boring married guy with 4 kids and a dog, okay?
Good, and that keeps you out of trouble. But a lot of my clients, you know, they're young. They go to these places, and you know what? They do sneak into a room and go make out with someone somewhere else. So you can't say that just because they went to a place that it's creepy, it doesn't sound good. We're talking young people here. He's 28, she's 19, 20.
Final question. These guys in Baldwin County there in Milledgeville, Georgia, most Americans have never heard. What can you tell us about these guys? You've worked with them before. Are they competent? I hate to ask that question, but
yeah, Fred Bright is the district attorney there. He's been the DA for a while, and it's interesting because from the press remarks, it's clear that his office is really looking at this because if there are charges, they would be handling it. So as opposed to when it initially started, which was a report to the small police department in Milledgeville, clearly the
so these
Georgia
guys know what they're doing. You've worked with them. These guys know what they're doing.
They do. They do.
A lot of people are wondering why, for example, he wasn't kept there. I mean, woman is accusing him of sexual assault, and he leaves the state.
Because he's not arrested.
Okay.
And in fact, you want an investigation to occur, and we saw from the, you know, horrifying cases like the Duke rape case that when you let the media push it, just because someone's famous or there's some salacious allegations, it can be out of control.
That's fair, and I'm glad I had you here to take us through it. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
All right, likewise. Let's talk about this now.